All right. Problem number 56. Probably what you want to do is copy it, try it over, pause the video and give it a try. So what I want to do is I want to factor out 5s. I have an s here, s, s, s. All of these numbers here are divisible by 5, so I can take out a 5s. Left in parentheses is st plus 4t minus 3s minus 12. If I multiply it back out, I end up with what I started with. Now I notice I can factor out a t here, and I can factor out a 4 over here, or 3 over here. So I get st plus 4t, I break it up that way, minus 3s plus 4. Remember that when you put the minus outside the parentheses, you get a change of signs. Factoring this, I get a t times s plus 4. Factoring this, I get minus 3 parentheses s plus 4. So I have a common factor of s plus 4. So it's t minus 3 times s plus 4. Don't forget to bring down the 5s. Okay, try problem number 58. There's problem 58. Give it a try, pause the video. All right, I look at it and I have x in each one, so it means I can take out an x, and the x squared is the lowest. That's the lowest exponent, so x squared can come out. Because that has an x squared in it, that has an x squared in it, that has an x squared in it, and that is x squared. I can divide each one of those by 2. So I remove a 2x squared, I'm left with this. If I multiply back through, I'll get what I started with. Now I want to group them. So I put x cubed minus 5x squared together, plus 3x minus 15. Because this is an addition sign, I don't have to change the signs inside the parentheses, unlike the previous problem. So I factor this x cubed minus 5x squared, I get x squared, I have x minus 5. In fact, this I get 3 times x minus 5. Common factors, x minus 5. And the other factor will be x squared plus 3. I cannot factor that any further, so my final answer is that. All right, let's turn to page 379. I tried problem number 22. All right, page 379. Factor it, see how you do with it. Pause the video, I'll do it, you check your work. All right, term I put here multiplied together is going to give me the p squared. The terms I put here have to give me the last term there. So positive 4q times a minus 5q will give me a minus 20q squared. The question is, if I multiply these back out, do I get a minus pq? So multiply it back out, that's how you check your work. Pause the video. All right, so this tells me it's a mathematical sentence. I'm going to multiply everything in here by p, then everything in here by positive 4q. So p times p is p squared, that's the first term. This will give me minus 5pq. 4qp gives me plus 4qp minus 20q squared. If I combine these two, I get p squared minus pq minus 20q squared, which is what I started with. Does it matter whether this is pq or qp? Think about it for a second. Does it matter? Okay, the answer is no, it doesn't matter, because 3 times 4 is equal to 4 times 3. I could, if I wanted to, actually write it that way if I wanted to. It'd still give me the same answer. Visually, it may not look as good. I try problem 24. All right, so try problem 24, pause the video, see how you do with it. All right, notice that each one of the numbers can be divided by 4, so I factor out a 4. I'm left with c squared plus 3c minus 18. I can break it up. C times c will give me c squared. 6 times negative 3 gives me negative 18. If I multiply it back out, give that a try, pause the video, try. All right, if I multiply it back out, remember this tells me here to multiply c minus 3 by c, and then c minus 3 by 6. Multiply them out, I get c squared minus 3c plus 6c minus 18. Combine these two, I get plus 3c. Multiply through by 4, I end up with what I started with, which means that this is correct. Try problem number 28. Pause the video, try number 28. All right, here's problem 28, in case you don't have your book. So pause the video, try it, see how you do. All right, this one is kind of difficult to do. First of all, you can divide everything by 2. All right, so your answer is going to be 2. And then you look at this and you say, what are the factors of 10? Well, they're 5 and 2 and 10 and 1. I need a 13. Here is the middle term. Factors of 14 are 7 and 2. Well, 2 times 10 gives me 20. Minus 7 will give me my 13. Again, you can prove it by multiplying it back out. If you got this problem, you're doing very well. This is not an easy one to do. Try problem number 30. Pause the video, I will put it down. All right, there's problem number 30. Give it a try, see how you do with it. All right, it turns out that nothing can be done with this one. It's prime. Cannot be factored. Factors of 5 are 5 and 1. Factors of 7 are 7 and 1. There's no way you're going to be able to get a middle term of 10p. So let's turn now to page 389 and look at number 12. All right, number 12, y squared minus 25. Give that one a try. All right, it can be factored. Y times y gives me y squared, plus 5 minus 5 gives me a minus 25. All right, so pause the video again, multiply it back out. You've done problems like this before, but multiplying it out will help you understand it. All right. Multiply it back out. This tells me to multiply everything in here by y, everything in here by plus 5. I get my y squared minus 5y plus 5y minus 25. These two cancel out, so I end up with what I started with. Try number 14. Try number 14. All right, there's number 14. Give it a try and pause the video. I'll work it out. Okay, there it is worked out again. Now, if you want to prove it, do the same thing. You multiply it out, see if you end up with what you started with. Give it a try if you need to. You will end up with it. All right, let's try number 16. Here's number 16. Notice I can divide both numbers by 2. So that's your first step. I'll go ahead and try it and pause the video, then check your work. Okay, here it is worked out. Factored out to 2, so I get 25c squared minus 36d squared. Then I 5c times 5c gives me 25c squared minus 6d plus 6d will give me my 36 minus 36d squared. And again, you can multiply it out. You find out that you will end up with the original problem. Give it a try if you're struggling with these. If you did not get this answer, go back and multiply it out and try it. All right, let's take a look at number 52. Sorry, I want to do 54, not 52. 54, which is 16p squared minus 1 over 9. Give that a try. This one's a little bit difficult because it's got a fraction in it, but try it. So 4p times 4p will give me 16p squared. 1/3 times 1/3 will give me 1/9. It's a negative times a positive gives me my negative. Multiply this one back out to check it. It'll help you with your fraction. All right, so this tells me the same thing. It's a mathematical sentence. It tells me multiply what's inside the second parentheses by 4p, what's in the second parentheses by minus 1/3. 4p times 4p is 16p squared plus 4p times 1/3 minus 1/3 times 4p minus 1/3 times 1/3. So this is going to give me 4/3 p minus 4/3 p minus 1/9. Remember, when you multiply fractions, this has a 1 under it. So when you multiply fractions, it's numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. These will cancel. 1 times 1 is 1, 3 times 3 is 9, and it's a negative times a positive, so you end up with a negative answer, which you started with. All right, I'm going to put your homework on the board. You have a nice weekend. Happy Passover, happy Easter, as the case may be. Okay, your homework is page 366, numbers 55 through 59, page 379, numbers 22 through 30, page 389 is numbers 1, 3, 5, and 7, and numbers 11 through 18, and number 53 and 54. Have a great weekend. Stay well.